Is excess calcium bad for the mitochondria?
Yes, excess calcium that is stored in the membrane of mitochondria is one of the major source of reactive oxygen species. It makes a lot of free radicals, and it also could damage DNA and RNA so that it causes aging and even cancer. By actually putting in small amount of pure calcium ion in your system, it stimulates pituitary gland, and then it stimulates your thyroid and parathyroid to build bone building, to start the bone building process, osteoblast and osteoclast. So to do that, it has to take all the excess calcium back to your bone for rapid rebuilding of your bone, and then it clears your system of excess calcium. If you don't have right concentration of calcium ion intracellularly and extracellularly, because calcium ion serves as second messenger, our cells cannot really communicate properly. All that is happening within cell and outside the cell cannot happen healthy ways. So it's like you're speaking through the microphone. If you have too much and the sound is muffled, it's too far, it's hard to hear, right? When our cells communicate, it uses like AM and FM, frequency modulation and amplitude modulation. And when the communication is pretty good, then everything works fine. But too much or too little, that will actually break down the communication. And you know what happens when communication breaks down, right? Everything breaks down.
It's chaos.
Chaos, that's where cancer happens. A lot of cancer patients also have calcium deficiency, well, not just deficiency per se, but calcium balance is off. Because you could look at a person and say, oh, you're deficient in one area, but you could actually have excess calcium in other parts of the body that causes calcification, and calcification could be the cause of cancer as well. So it's where your calcium is, and by bringing in a small amount of calcium ion that could restart and reset your calcium homeostasis, that could bring in our body's natural healing. More than that, what calcium ion can do for the cancer patients is that calcium is really an effective buffer for acid. So when cancer cells produce lactic acid is like a cover for tumor. When the body pH, the microenvironment of tumor goes down to pH 6 to 6.5, it actually turns off immune response. That's how tumor can hide from our immune system. When that lactic acid is effectively neutralized, then the immune system turns back on and it sees the cancer and starts to attack. Another way that calcium ion can help cancer patient is turning the p53 gene back on again. Now, p53 gene in our body is responsible for maintaining the cell, and when the cell is not repairable, then it undergoes programmed cell death, apoptosis. But in most of human cancer cells, either p53 gene is turned off, or the process to induce p53 is turned off. Right? There has been many research done already that it's calcium ion that can turn the p53 gene back on. So instead of attacking cancer from outside, whether it's radiation, chemo, or immunotherapy, it's attacking cancer from outside. Why not bring cancer to the right mind and realize that everything's out of whack and then let it commit suicide?
What Jae Lee just shared is brilliant. Why not utilize substances like calcium ions that can turn back on the p53 gene and induce apoptosis, which is programmed cell death? It makes total sense.